What's going on, guys? I'm Halfway. Welcome back to the channel. So a lot of things have changed in the past week. My daily driver, which is the red Chevy that you might have seen pop up in a couple of the videos, either towing something or things along that line, it actually blew up. Well, it hasn't blown up yet. One of the lifters hung up and is just beating the cam to death. It's got 220,000 miles on it. It's time to put a motor in it. Well, that white truck I got for technically a spare motor for the truck because that's another 6.0. Well, I decided to do the responsible adulta thing. I'm gonna go ahead and drive the 88 Ford on the road that has been the mud toy, and I'm gonna take that motor and transmission out of that, which is a 6.0 and a 4L80E, and put it in the buggy. So you guys are now looking at the Halfway Buggy. This is gonna be the new project on the channel. It's gonna be built right next to Bruce's flatbed, so we're gonna go ahead and get that unloaded and get started. We went ahead and got the Chevy unloaded. Gonna go stuff her in the back for now until we get ready to pull the motor out of. She ain't bad. Hit us up for parts. Well, not him, me. She's pretty sweet. Custom tar paint job. It looks like the guy that had it as a work truck got a little pissy or a little out of control spraying tar and gave her a sweet little paint job. But the body's pretty straight, rust-free cab. She ready to go. I'll try. Sorry about that. I had to jump in the truck and steer it so that way Bruce didn't hit everything in sight. It's got 285,000 miles on it. Runs like trash. So we'll have to probably do a tune-up on it before it goes into the buggy. And the transmission tries to move forward in every gear. I don't know if it's the converter or a valve hung up or whatever, but we gonna fix it. Here's the buggy, so that way you guys can get a better look at it. All these 4-link bars are all done out of Tractor Heims and some... Excuse me, I'm trying to film something. Done out of Tractor Heims and dealing with a child, sorry about that. Some thin tubing, so we're gonna have to go ahead and cut it out. Bruce bent these because it be like that sometimes. It's got 2.5 ton GM face loaders. The deck's already built on top, and we're gonna put the old LQ4 6.0 Chevrolet right here to power this bad mamma jamma.
Let me show them secret sauce over there.
What secret sauce?
Green secret sauce.
Yeah, nobody wanted to see that green secret sauce. You've already did your video of it, didn't you?
Yeah.
Well, you guys aren't missing anything new. Still sitting the same way. Gonna be like this for another 6 months until he gets the project going. But yeah, here's the buggy.
In case no one's ever seen Austin's piece of shit freaking track machine that leaks oil out of everything. Park it around back so we can do the cylinders on it. Don't move that. We're gonna pour that concrete when you get over there.
Need the tractor over there to milk it all up?
Yeah, here.
She does it. Well, I don't want to record this. Woo! Who's got full coverage and wants a new truck, baby? I got the excavator out today. This thing's pretty sweet. Paid next to nothing for it. Digs a hole. Every pin's wore out, but hey, it beats a shovel, I'll tell you that. Guys, I went ahead and picked up a couple of laborers from Home Depot. Told them I'd give them 50 bucks and a case of beer to pour concrete. They told me that they were very experienced, and this is what I got to work with.
Here, let me dump it for you.
Hey, come on, let's see it. Oh, come on, man. See, guys? Need to watch who you hire.
Give me a wooden wheelbarrow with a flat tire to pour concrete.
Hey, $50 a day and a case of beer, that's good money. Oh, don't wet it more. Whoa, you got, oh, dear God.
Is that how I do it?
Looks good. In case you guys are wondering if the buggy's covered in concrete along with the flatbed, you can see why on my channel. Daddy's gonna be mad that we got concrete on the concrete. Got nice new concrete on the old concrete. We're gonna have to explain that one Monday. Well,
I think we're gonna need like 2 bags short.
Yeah, and we didn't get enough concrete, so there's our slab.
We got one more bag left.
Can't roll a corner down that thing, but it looks pretty decent.
I'm trying to make a boat ramp.
There we go. Right out here in the ocean. We got her going though, that's for sure. Don't breathe, that's not good for you.
Don't pay.
Should have bought y'all some masks. Got these poor boys working out here. Oh, hard and cold. That stuff sucks to get under your fingernails. Well, let me get off here, guys. I got a lot of instructing to do. All right. Well, as you guys seen in the last video, we said we were gonna go ahead and do the tear down on the Ram Charger. Went ahead and pulled the plugs out of each cylinder. They're on the tailgate. Jared's not trying to step on them. This one's a little light, so we knew it wasn't firing correctly. The wires are actually dry rotted. The wires are like stiff, so trying to weed out the good wires from the bad wires, it's not worth it. Wires are cheap. Don't be a complete cheap ass. Go ahead and buy wires. Now the cap and rotor button, you could be real cheap and try to sand it, clean it up. But as you can see, the buildup on them, focusing on that good.
Yeah, let me get a look at. You can try to get them in the light. There you go. Yeah, you can see on those back couple especially. And I don't know how well you can see it on camera, but there's quite a bit of dirt, sand and stuff in there too. So she went for a few swims before we took her for a swim.
Yeah, and then the rotor is no better. This is all a bunch of...
We'll flip it over, show them on the dirt on the backside.
Oh yeah, she's been partied a time
Yeah,
or two.
look how it's caked up in there.
We're gonna run to the parts store, go ahead and grab new plugs, new wires, new cap, new rotor button, and see how the carb backs in. I know the carb, and we've said a million times, this carb is not right. It is still not right. I know it's not. But if I was a betting man, I bet you new cap, rotors, and button, it'll just run rich and be able to wrap out without dying. Because if something's missing or if it's not running completely right on each cylinder, it's going to be choppy and blah, try to die out. So we'll start from there, and then once we have all that new, we know the problem's absolutely the carb, and we can go ahead and take this off. And what we do with every good Edelbrock, throw it out there in the field by the cows. There's actually a couple sitting on that trailer over there. If anybody needs an Edelbrock, I kind of leave them out in the rain. They aren't no good for me. Holly or die, my friend. Even though we'll probably put an Edelbrock on this because it's already got
yeah,
the intake
it's
for
stock,
the Edelbrock,
yeah.
and it's stock displacement. That's the only thing they're good for. But we'll catch you guys here in a few minutes. We'll be filming at night again, like usual. You know how we do.
Yeah, another nighttime video for the books.
We have full-time jobs, so and weekends I have these things that call me dad. I've tried leaving them alone, but they keep coming back. So I got them on the weekends, and it's really hard to film with a 5-year-old and a 1-year-old. 5-year-old, not so bad. He's pretty self-sufficient. 1-year-old, no sir. He ain't out of diapers yet. Can't just let him roam the yard and play with daddy's wrenches.
Well, halfway couldn't pull out of his own driveway.
Woo, no sir. If I'd pulled out of my own driveway correctly, I'd have to end up in the neighbor's driveway and have a situation. And that's the truth.
Yeah, there's number 3.
Oh, no sir. No, not 3. I'm done with 2. Can't afford another one.
All right, y'all. We're going to head out, get some stuff for this old turd, and we will be back.
All right, guys. We tore the Ram Charger apart, pulled the plugs out of it, got rid of the old wires. We got a new distributor cap and rotor button. We reused the coil, but it's still missing. I held a, you guys know the old school way you can hold a piece of paper to the exhaust, and if it sucks in, you know you probably dropped a valve, collapsed valve spring, or anything along those lines. It seems to be fine. The firing order's right. It's new spark plugs that still got a little miss. Well, for shits and giggles, I looked at the oil pressure gauge. There's 0 oil pressure because it's sticking real bad. Well, we'll just go ahead and see the oil in the truck. That is Play-Doh. That is not oil, my friends.
Looks like concrete mix.
Yeah, so that explains no oil pressure. Could explain since the motor is 3/4 of the way full of milky water, all the way to here, when really it should have this much oil in it. So it could be why it's running a little pissy.
Yeah, that's why she's upset. Milkshake maker's running full tilt.
Full tilt, no oil pressure. About to spin every main bearing out of it. And I'm in there revving it. Wow! I'm like, man, it still ain't building no oil pressure. Figured out why. So what we do in situations like this is drain what's in here out, which takes about 45 minutes because it's just gonna blop, blop.
Yeah, exactly.
So once you get majority of it out, you take 6 quarts of diesel, like actual diesel, and fill it full of the motor and start it and let it sit here and idle. Don't try to hit the gas, nothing. Just let the diesel stir everything else because it's actually kind of like a cleaner, and it also oils and lubricates. And then drain all that out, put fresh oil in it, drive it for a little bit, get it all nice and hot. Then drain that oil out to get the diesel away from it, and then fill it full of oil again, and then we'll go from there. So catch you on the next video to see if we actually hurt the motor, if we can clean it, if not, but we will definitely film it. Headache after headache. And it's cold too, in case you guys are wondering. I know some of you guys are up there in the snow and everything else, but this 50-degree weather in Florida, it ain't for me. I'll tell you that. All right, guys, make sure to like and subscribe. Catch us on the next one. Hopefully we'll have this wrapped up and fixed so we can go back in the woods and start beating it.